Hey guys, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you, thank you. Today was a pretty interesting day. I didn't want to be bearish, but obviously if the market tells me to be bearish, I'm gonna be bearish. I wanted to be bullish today, but we ended up catching some shorts to getting stuff done in profit. I'm not going to lie, and it's looking like price is having a little bit of a reversal, but still heading to the area where I want it to go. Also fully flips that gap, then it's not going to go there. If it flips this 5 minute, then I lost all faith in that trade. But overall, I got stopped out in pretty good profit. Uh, from the losses that I made yesterday, I made them all back. However, I'm still like literally a little bit of drawdown. I think I'm like 0.3 percent in drawdown. With mini. So if you do the math, that's literally like $200 in drawdown, which is not much at all. It's nothing, to be honest. That could literally be covered in like literally a minute or like even seconds of a trade. But point is, what was I saying? Oh, the point is, we are almost from drawdown, and I ended up being stopped out in profit. And what else? Today was honestly pretty easy. My risk to reward ratio on this was pretty cooked, but let's talk about it. But it wasn't bad. It just wasn't to my liking. So let's talk about it. Coming into today, my daily bias, I was willing to play for both teams. Pause. I was willing to play for both teams, either shorts or longs. 6-7. I'm not playing, but it just depends which one wants to show itself first, right? And the reason why I'll explain I was long is because on the 15 minute, we had a 15-minute SMT after sweeping out previous day lows with ES and Nasdaq. So from there, I'm already seeing that the SMT is already playing out, and I'm like, okay, maybe we could have a little bit of a continuation coming into New York Open. That was first contingency plan. Second contingency plan, I know that we were in a bearish gap on the hourly and the 4 hour. So it's like I'm juggling between biases. I'm coming in undecided. I know what I want. If I want longs, like I know what I'll be looking for. If I want shorts, I'll probably want price to like reject off of the gap with good 5 minute structure, and from there we just get nasty on the 1 minute. And today it wasn't really a matter of the 5 minute, it was more of the 15 minute. So the 15 minute and the 5 minute had an SMT which both aligned, which ended up me taking a trade on the 1 minute. Time frame alignment, baby. But I mean, yeah, let's get pretty much into it. So coming into market open, as I told you guys prior, we ended up having PPI news data. That's not really important, but if I was bullish, I would have wanted price to come in, sweep out a low, created SMT from data lows, and then we continued to these highs. We had literally stacked highs on Nasdaq that I honestly wanted to see get swept out. We had pretty good failure swings, high time frame failure swings on Nasdaq. I mean on ES that I also wanted to get taken out. However, to the downside, we ended up having hourly equal lows, and we also had London session lows to the downside. So I also wanted to see this get swept out if I was short. Um, we literally just edged it, as you guys can see. But coming in the market open, we were inside this hourly gap. So like I said, if I want to be bullish, I would want to see price flip this gap, continue to the draws. We did not flip the gap at all. If anything, we were respecting consequent encroachment, the 50% of it, literally to the freaking tick, bruh. If you just look at how we just respected it, we filled in all of it, and then we were just continuing lower. So with that in mind, market open, we ended up creating a 5 minute SMT, which ended up disrespecting this whole gap. We ended up creating another gap in the process. I was honestly waiting for price to retrace into this gap and then continue lower, but I checked the 15 minute, and we were on track to making a 15 minute SMT. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, if we create this 15 minute SMT and it aligns perfectly with the 5 minute SMT, which it obviously will because of time frame alignment, then I'm willing to go in the 1 minute and just get an entry somewhere and then take it down to these levels of liquidity. And that is exactly what we did. So literally like 3 seconds after, like 3 seconds, no, I lied, like 10 seconds before this SMT was actually finally made, Nasdaq was the leading indicator. I'm an index, obviously, but we scroll down, no entry presented itself except this gap. So we had a 15 minute SMT, 5 minute breaker structure, but we really just inverse this whole data news gap. On top of that, we didn't really have a change of state. Like, yeah, we had these up close candles, but to be honest, I don't really like I don't know. I wouldn't really like count this. I would probably like want 3 up close candles, but nonetheless, it is still a change in state of delivery. Um, but it'll just be a continuation because we were still in a downtrend. But on top of that, we ended up inversing this news gap when the SMT was made. My entry was kind of cooked. I'm not gonna lie. I accidentally entered once because I thought I had my take profit and stop loss placed, and I'm not going to lie. I did not, so I had to exit out. Luckily, I was actually in profit in this one, so I exited out, re-entered again, and my average entry was literally right here, and this was actually kind of cooked because this was only because I only entered genuinely because I thought we were not going to visit this gap after we filled it multiple times, but we ended up filling it a third time when I was in drawdown for this time. But no, my stop loss was not here originally. My stop loss originally was above this gap. Excuse me. Um, Whoa. Hold on. Oh no, my stop loss was my bad, chat. Dog. I know my entry. Okay, there it is. So this was my entry. This was literally my average entry, as you can see right here. I'm trying to match it like exactly with the arrow. Okay, 2.0. Okay, that's pretty chill even if I kept the stop loss like this. But anyways, my stop loss originally was above the swing high because we had this gap holding, and then after we really just came into the gap for a third time and then displaced from it, and then had this second displacement, I moved my stops to literally below the gap right here. Because in my mind, there was genuinely, like, literally, like, no chance for price to even come back here, especially now that we have the 15-minute SMT playing, right? So we have the 15-minute SMT playing. On top of that, we didn't inverse any gaps. I mean, besides the data news one, but I'm not like, who really cares? Well, I mean, it is kind of important, but I didn't really care about it. It was really just mainly focused about this gap right here. This was really just what my entry was. On top of that, take profit. I didn't even have once. Actually, my take profit one was this SMT low. To be honest, I thought we were going to completely invalidate it because one, we're rejecting off the gap. We have a 15-minute SMT put in place. We are obviously having good bearish order flow. And honestly, when we got to that, I was like, okay, bet. Like, that'll be like my risk to reward ratio. I mean, that'll be my only take profit. And obviously, I'll go break even when we have a nice displacement, or if we sweep out these London session lows. And then from there, we'll trail my excuse me. From there, I'll trail my stops. Woo. From there, literally after we displaced, swept out these lows, I went break even. Then we came up into the gap, and then after we displaced even more, I literally trailed my stop just a little tiny bit to the top of this gap. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was actually looking at the profit table for like a while. I was just looking at numbers fluctuating. There was a point in the trade where I was up like 1.2k, and I'm not gonna lie, like that took me out of drawdown and put me into more profit. But literally only reason why I look at the profit was because I know you can't go above the 15-minute. I mean, not the 15-minute, the 1500. You can't go above the 1500 like profit target because that's a consistency rule. That's kind of like BS. And I think like around right here, I was up like 1.2. Like around here, I was almost up like 1.3. So I knew if I went all the way down here, it'll probably be like, excuse me, it'll probably go over 1.5 or like just around 1.5. So I was actually looking to manually close my trade literally all the way to these lows, always this SMT low. And to be honest, I started just trailing my stops. I thought we created a 1-minute SMT, but that looks like it wasn't the case at all. And then yeah, after we came up, swept all these lows, swept out these highs, and then came to displace lower, I started trailing my stop literally right here above this high. Honestly, in hindsight, I don't even know what causes reversal. Actually, I know what caused the reversal, bro. We had these equal lows here, and I genuinely thought price was gonna wanna, sweep them out and be a good boy. Because if we swept out these lows on ES, no doubt in my mind these lows are gonna be easy to achieve, right? But unfortunately, we did not want to do that. We wanted to create a nice 5-minute SMT from literally these equal lows. So I'm like, bro, why? I don't know why price even did that. And now, as you guys can see, the longs are obviously playing out. But I mean, I don't really see anything for longs, to be honest. Um, but like I was saying, it was pretty unfortunate that this SMT it wasn't even a 5 minute SMT. I don't even know. I think it was a 1 minute SMT or something. Because after we flipped this gap, I was like, damn, I'm gonna get stopped out in profit. That is exactly what we did. My last hope of not getting stopped out in profit was if ES didn't flip this gap, because this was the gap right here. We flipped this gap on Nasdaq. If we didn't flip it on ES and we weren't for a good period of time, and then we did, and I was like, yeah, I'm getting stopped out. Maybe I could have manually closed my position, because if I closed my position right here, um, I would have been like completely out of drawdown, but I wasn't really tripping because, like I said, I'm only literally like $100, $200 in drawdown. So again, that's nothing. Um, but I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it, to be honest. Only reason I targeted this low was genuinely because I thought we were gonna like really just run through it. Like we had the 15-minute rejecting off the hourly, and I mean, yeah, that was pretty much it. The RR was actually pretty cooked on this 2.8. Like, yeah, it's almost a 3R and it's pretty good. But to be honest, if I had kept my original entry, which was honestly the first one was like a bit higher, it would have been a cool like 3 piece R. But honestly, I should have had my entry literally just right when we rejected from it and had a bearish closure. That would have been like even better and just above the swing high. But I mean, overall, that is pretty good. This is going in the Notion journal. I'm gonna start to journal literally all my forward trades from now on, and just look at my model and just see like how I'm like see what I'm good at, see what I'm not good at. You know what I mean? But I mean, overall, today was a pretty good day. Won the trade, almost out of drawdown completely, and back in profit. Um, Definitely having some thoughts on how I should literally trade the next funded. To be honest, this is just a warm up. By next funded, we should be straight. I think a lot of lessons were learned during this funded. Genuinely was just me having some um I don't want to cope and say emotion. Yeah, it low-key was emotion because some days I did force trades. And those days where I didn't force trades, if I had ignored those days and just kept the winning days, the funded would have been passed right now if you guys check all the videos. But part of the game, I know what to do and I know what not to do, and I'm still learning how to play the funded and how not to play the funded. Because at the end of the day, it really is just an investment, and I'm trying to learn how to play my investment to actually, give me my good ROI. But that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna make some TikToks. I love you guys. Peace.